طيب نبدأ إن شاء الله. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. وبعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. So inshallah tonight we're going with a new book بإذن and that is a very important book. So we're going to have a Mondays inshallah Usul Al-Sunnah and Wednesdays we're going to have Umdat Al-Ahkam. This is a very small book as you guys see it, yes? Usul Al-Sunnah, yes. So in that time when this book was written by the Imam Ahmad rahimahullah, Imam Ahl-Sunnah, even that time this book Abu Ya'la Al-Hanbali, one of the students of the Imam Ahmad, قال أن هذا الكتاب لو رجل رحل إلى الصين في طلبه لكان قليلا. What that mean? He say this book, he say in that time, he say if somebody running all the way to China, they heard this book is in China and is walking to China, just to get this book is not too much. لكان قليلا. I mean it's just a little bit of the effort what he has done, because the information what this book contains, ikhwan, that is the belief of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, the creed. Now if you guys, some of the words, ikhwan, we have to use it in Arabic, but with translation. So I want you guys to build the vocabulary in your language with Islamic words. Just like you have vocabularies of the Spanish words and English words, we need the vocabularies of the Islamic words. Now this book, ya Shaykh, first we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept this word from us, Habibi, and to make us among those people who hear and obey, because we hear a lot. And believe me, most of the time if I mention here, the Shaykh will say, Shaykh, I know this, I heard this before. The hearing, ya Habibi, is different and the action is different. So the mu'min, إذا سمع شيء, what is saying? سمعنا وأطعنا. Yes, we hear and then we obey. So Usul Al-Sunnah, the Kitab Usul Al-Sunnah, the ulama says this is one of the most important book what has to do with the creed, yani the i'tiqad. I'tiqad means the creed of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Some of the ulama rahimahumullah says, yani he make this book as a qiyas, as a scale, as a mizan. He said the belief of the person, you see how much is really this belief matching what is in this book. The information he has, the action he has, the belief he has, how much that belief has to matching with this book. He said that how much he belonged to the aqidah. Aqidah means to the belief of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. قالوا بعض العلماء إذا اتفق it's good. قال إذا اتفق الاعتقاد الإنسان مع هذا الكتاب كان معتقده أهل السنة. He say if the creed of the person is matching what is in this book, the foundation of this book, he say that person, that creed is a creed, the belief of the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Which means how much he disagree with the information of this book, that how much he is deviated from the aqidah of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Because ya ikhwan, as we all know, the only reason, Habibi, we love those ulama, not because they are handsome, or there were some stars, some heroes. No, Habibi, the only reason we love those ulama, based on how much they have the aqidah, the creed, the belief, the manhaj. How much they was giving effort to this deen, that how much Allah Azza wa Jalla raised them up. Any person, Habibi, was raised up before and even now, never been known based on the money. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, when he died, and how he's living, how many years he's living, Habibi? He's living till today. Every time we mention, how many doctors, how many people they've been way richer than Abu Hurairah, their name is not anymore among us. Nobody mentioned. maybe come across his family if anything. But this guy is 1,000 and 1,400 and 500 years, for example, his name is still being remembered. Imam Shafi rahimahullah, Abu Hanif rahimahullah, the ulama, Ibn Rushd, those people, Habib, they wasn't only ulama of the deen. Ibn Rushd, for example, there's alim of science. But the only way become to be known as Ibn Rushd because he has aqidah, his fiqh, he has the deen. Nobody knows Ibn Rushd because he was a science and math and algebra. Nobody knows him. Same thing Ibn Sina, for example. Nobody knows him in the medicine as much they knows him because the deen what he has. Imam Shafi rahimahullah, they always the people who was teaching the deen and the science, because science is part of our belief. Actually, the algebra and the zira and all this came from the first eye surgery was done by the Muslim. The compass was done by the Maryam, was a lady from Morocco, Muslim lady, woman. Even woman there was, in that time they was dealing with the science, and none of this already been mentioned among the non-believers, of course. But this is the golden year which been taught, which is that time was the golden age, was the age when the Muslim was controlling the world. That was the golden age, what they call darker age. There was when the Rome and all these people, there was in the darkness, the Muslim, there was the first guy who used his body or object to fly, was who? Was done by the Muslim. And he didn't put the tail, so he didn't go too long. Then after later on, but the inventors, Habibi, they was all done by the Muslim. That zero what we have today, you go any book of the Bible, take and see how they put the numbers. Every number is what? By writing the word 1,000, no zeros. Because there wasn't no zero, so they have to write. So the only one who make it easy, so you just put 000, and then from 100 become 1,000, become 1 million. So you don't have to write letters, 1 yard letters. It's done by the Muslim. But we don't know this, neither we educate our kids. That's why our kids, so we sometimes get proud when we see somebody has discovered something, like the camera. Camera is done by the Muslim. I hope they use it for the right reason, but now we use it for the wrong reason. Let's go back to our belief. So Allah, He raised the qadr, the status of the ulama, Habibi, with what? With aqidah. Why Allah raised the status of the anbiya? With aqidah. The reason Allah has sent the anbiya, وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا أَنْ يَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ. This is the foundation of every messenger Allah has sent him for one reason. And this is what? To worship Allah. Was it to believe, to build that creed? Actually, the mithaq, the covenant we have taken from our Creator, ya ikhwan, is what? One covenant, which is all the previous, and that is the creed to believe in oneness of Allah. وَإِذْ أَخَذَ رَبُّكَ مِنْ بَنِي آدَمَ مِنْ ظُهُورِهِمْ ذريتهم وأشهدهم على أنفسهم ألست بربكم قالوا بلى شهدنا أن تقولوا يوم القيامة إنا كنا عن هذا غافلين. So Allah, when He took from the back of Adam his offspring, one of the miracles Allah has showed to the Nabi Adam, He saw his generation. He saw you, He saw me, He saw all of us. He had that chance to Allah show all His dhurriyyah. And we was standing in front of Allah Azza wa Jal. But anybody remember that? Nobody remember. Yes, because in the insan who was da'if, just like I ask any brother here, can you tell me that best days in your life? What is those best days in your life, Sheikh? What is the best days you ever have in your life? You're not married, so you cannot tell me the honeymoon. The best days, Habibi, is when the person is in his mother womb, 9 months. She's hungry, he's not hungry. No cold, no warm, no tired, no bathroom. Everything comes from one. He enjoys everything. Somebody else has to work, but he has everything there. Did anybody remember those days? Did you? But happened? Of course happened. But we never remember. Neither we remember first year or second year of our life. Nobody. But did happen? Did happen. But when Allah says, you remember when I take you from the back of Adam and I put you in front of me, and I say to you, Alastu bi Rabbikum, right away somebody says, really? I don't remember that. Of course we don't remember. That's why Allah Azza wa Jal has sent the Anbiya wal Kutub to remind that covenant. To send you, remember, you give already the covenant to Allah. What is the covenant? Alastu bi Rabbikum. What the answer was from Mahdi and Abdullah and others and me and who was? Bala. Shahidna. We are testifying. So we have a big job, Habibi, to do. Now we are far away from that, but we don't have any more excuse because as the nation was coming, ما خلا النبي إلا وأتى بعده النبي. There was no messenger except after him come another and another. And as the messenger was coming, the books was going away. And Allah Azza wa Jal, He realized because Allah Azza wa Jal, when He put the Anbiya, nobody live forever, so He chose the last message to be the book of Allah Azza wa Jal to be preserved. Which means you don't need anymore a human being, but you have a covenant which Allah has promised to preserve it. Inna nahnu nazzalna dhikra wa inna lahu lahafidhun. I have revealed this book and I'm going to preserve it. That is one of the reasons. So the ulama rahimahullah says, from this reason, we say, من أحب أحمد Imam Ahmad فقد أحب السنة ومن أبغض Imam Ahmad فقد أبغض السنة. What does that mean, Sheikh? The ulama, even though Imam Ahmad is a bashar, the title of Imam Ahmad rahimahullah is Imam of the Sunnah. He is the only man who Allah Azza wa Jal blessed him in the dunya because of what? Of thabat. In thabat, in the time was so many. Sufyan ibn Uyayna, Yahya Ma'in, so many Habibi, they give up. One day, the test was from the Ma'mun and also for Mu'tasim and also for Al-Mutawakkil. There was a punishment for any person who doesn't agree the Quran is created word. Most of them, they died in jail. Ahmad ibn Hanbal was one of them in jail. When Mu'tasim, he thought that's it. The guy who was punishing so much until he thought he's going to die. And he was afraid that people will go against him. But most of the ulama, they flee, run away. Some of them, they agree. They say, yeah, Quran is created word of Allah. They make ta'wil of the ayah, إِلَّا مَنْ أُكْرِهَ وَقَلْبُهُ مَنْ أُكْرِهَ وَقَلْبُهُ مُطْمَئِنٌ بِالْإِيمَانِ. Except the one who been pushed, in force, but his heart was full. But the only man who never was shaken was Ahmad ibn Hanbal rahimahullah. That's why the ulama call this man, from that day was the title of Imam of the Sunnah. Because any person does something for Allah, Habibi, what happened? What the Prophet said, Man taraka shay'an lillah, awadullah khayran min. If you leave something, Allah will change, will substitute with something better. You do something for Allah, Allah will raise you up. من عمل عملا برضا الناس وسخط الله ما هو النتيجة؟ أسخط عليه الله وأسخط عليه الناس. If the person do something to please the people, like most of the people do today. So Habibi, I have to do what I have to do. So in this case, Allah Azza wa Jalla say, do to please the people, but goes against the Creator, then Allah Azza wa Jalla will be against him, and one day, those people will drop him like he's is not worth it. But وَمَنَ عَمِلَ عَمِلًا بِرِضَى اللَّهِ وَسَخَطِ النَّاسِ أَرْضَاهُ اللَّهِ وَأَرْضَى بِهِ النَّاسِ. If the person do a thing to please the Creator, that's your goal, Habib. You give that covenant. You give the shahada. Who can take the risk from your mouth? Can anybody take it from your mouth? Nobody can take it. The risk means provision. And who can give it to you? If your mouth is closed. Who can? Nobody except your Creator. Then, Habibi, you have to keep this covenant. Just anybody else. Your mouth, in the insan lan tamut. Abdullah Yusuf said, the man will not die until his risk, put the khat, line here, is completed. Which means lan, the word lan in Arabic means in future. You will never die, no matter which difficulties. The guy can live under the bridge up to 80, 90 years. And the person, he's like a king and he's dying in 40 years. We just lost a brother, huh? Last night. 50 something years. Strong, healthy. He just met Abu Saad yesterday. And we called, 1 o'clock night time, we got the call, he's gone. Intaha rizquhu. He was in a paper of the deaf people, and he was still walking the earth. But the time was clicking. And when the time came, guy shut down, finished. Heart attack, whatever, but he didn't feel anything. So Habibi, that's how the human. But the thing is, Habibi, if you do that to please your Creator, and the people will not like you. You think the people will like you to tell Habibi this is wrong? No, I'm sorry, I cannot do that because I'm Muslim. No, Allah doesn't allow me to do that. You will not have too many friends because nobody's agree with you, especially today. Because his program different, he eat different, he think different. So you are what you read, what you see. So in this case, Habibi, what's the natija? Allah Azza wa Jalla, the Prophet tell us what's natija. أرضاه الله وأرضى به الناس. Allah will be pleased with it. And one day, those people say, yeah man, this guy for sure was like this type, but he was straight fast man, nobody can change him. He was a man. Yes? The ones who were saying, man, this guy is too much. He said, Habibi, he didn't change. He was a man. That is the title of the man, is because he doesn't change. No wind can take him away. Habibi, this is the beauty of this deen. That's what the deen builds. This deen was building what? Was building man. Yes, Sheikh. That's why Anas bin Malik, in those age, they was given to him because the Prophet was building man. When the Prophet was sending Usama ibn Zayd. Usama ibn Zayd, Habibi, 14 years young boy, running the army. The Sahaba say, I mean, how? But the Prophet, when he put him, even when the Murtaddeen, the people left the deen, people went to Abu Bakr and say, bring that boy back, the army back, because we need him here. He was Thabit, and Abu Bakr, Habibi, was Thabit. What did Abu Bakr say? أَيَغْلِبُ الْإِسْلَامُ وَأَبُو بَكْرْ حَيٍّ. Islam will vanish and Abu Bakr still alive? Habibi, everybody was against Abu Bakr. Even Sahaba say, yeah, Amir Mu'mineen, we cannot do this. They are more than us. He said, Wallah, I will never return. Army was sent by the Prophet. So that's why Ali ibn Medini says, Ahmad ibn Hanbal, this guy, he was equal to Abu Bakr in Zaman al-Ridda. Abu Bakr, nobody couldn't shake him. Until he make every Sahaba to stay, to take the opinion of Abu Bakr alone. He said, Ahmad ibn Hanbal, nothing could shake him. No matter which kind of ta'zeeb and which kind, until he, in the end, became victorious. So Habibi, that's why the ulama say, if somebody loves Ahmad, then he is from the people of the Sunnah. This is why? Because Ahmad ibn Hanbal rahimahullah, he was loving the Sunnah. Because imagine that the person be tortured and put in this kind of prison because of the Sunnah, because of the one word. Can you, which one you will choose? Unless Habibi, you have the sweetness, the taste like Bilal and Abdullah, that taste of Iman. ذَاكَ طَعْمُ الْإِيمَانِ. Some people, they taste. The Iman has what? Has fragments. Did they say fragments? Fragrance. Taste. ذَاكَ طَعْمُ الْإِيمَانِ. Habibi, there is a taste. Now if the person tastes something of the Iman, Habibi, he will never let it go, no matter what happens. So that's why the ulama put this as a qaida, as a foundation. If the person loves the people of the Sunnah, then he loved the Sunnah. Who are the people who was hating Ahmad ibn Hanbal rahimahullah? Murjiya, Qadariya, Mu'tazila, Shia, all the firaq, alladhina dinuhum, their belief is based on aql, based on rational, what's match, what fits me, makes sense, I take it. What doesn't make sense, I reject it. So Ahmad ibn Hanbal rahimahullah was the only one who was putting the people in this. So we're going inshallah to focus in the book. Habibi, this book, you see how small it is? But the foundation on it, Habibi, is the aqidah the creed of the person who wants to meet Allah Azza wa Jal and is pleased. The beauty of the books, all time, Habibi, the books, the beauty of that book in all time is, because they are short, they are short because they don't use their words. Every time they use one title and they bring قال Allah. Other title, قال Allah, قال Rasulullah. So when you have just قال Allah, قال Rasulullah, of course the book will be very short. But when you keep talking, I'm thinking, I understand, my understanding, my thinking, I said, I saw. Of course the humans or the thoughts of the humans, they never finish. And the book become. And say, man, look, this guy has wrote in the book. When you go to that book, Habibi, you open from the first page, after the Khutbatul Hajjah, there is no ayah or hadith. Until 35 pages or 40 pages, then you see one small ayah short. Then again, keep talking and bringing this scholar, that scholar, Machiavelli, whatever those names, Friedrich Nietzsche, what else? And they think that the guy is open-minded. Habibi, do I need any hero, any example to somebody tell me how to live my life today? Beside Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أَلَا يَعْلَمُ مَنْ خَلَقَ. The one who created us. He doesn't know what we need. So the ulama rahimahullah say, إِذَا صَلُحَ الْإِعْتِقَادِ. If the creed, aqidah of the believer is saluhat, everything after that, Habibi, is what? Is healthy. If the usul, Maman usul, asad, foundation, asad, what they call the trunk of the tree? The trunk, you know the tree? The trunk? That is asad. If that is strong, then you will see the branches has healthy fruit. But if you break that trunk and you see it's already dead on it, there is nothing coming above. The branches will be already dead. So, asl itiqad, that's what makes everything else, your akhlaq will be different, your manhaj will be different, your walking will be different, your thinking will be different, and your goal actually will be different. That's why, Habibi, the core of any person, the generator of any belief, Habibi, is aqidah. Yeah, we have halaqat about akhlaq and how to be good with your neighbor, and we have this. Some people, they are so good, Habibi, so good, but soon he comes to the difficulty, say, Ya Muhammad aghithni. What's the goodness of that? Oh Muhammad, help me. And Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is already there. What's the beauty of this akhlaq, ya Shaykh? هذا أخلاق قد تجده عند نصراني, عند اليهودي, عند هندي. That is the nature. لكن هل this أخلاق حبيبي يفيده يوم القيامة? Will benefit in front of Allah? And you have somebody, mashallah, أسماء والصفات, عقيدة 100% فوق قصير, لكن أخلاقه زفت. His character is also هو حبيب للرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم, لكن أخلاقه, his character is not acceptable. It's very, very rude. So لا هذا ولا هذا. لماذا? Because he has the عقيدة, أسماء والصفات, ربوبية, ألوهية, لكن ليس له منهج لم يتدرب. He is not trained to put that عقيدة, that believe in a right place. So neither this is right, neither this is right. Al-wasitiyya, the middle thing, is always acceptable. طيب. So what we're going to do in this book, inshallah, we're going to read the matan, the text. We have a text. As you see, the book has a text. I mean, text, you're going to read it. I'm just kidding. We have a text. This is a text. You see, it's only one word. That is the text. Just one word. You see? Which everybody can read this. Number one. أَتَمَسَّكُوا بِمَا كَانَ عَلَيْهِ أَصْحَابُ الرَّسُولِ. That is one word. This word, Habibi, you will see how many foundations, how many principles we build on that. You will see the beauty of the words of God. Every word Habibi Alimi using is based on dalil. Usul. Maman usul, as we say, is foundation. Where did he get this word? Usul. Do you remember what Hudayfa ibn Yaman, رضي الله عنه, سر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, كان الناس يسألون النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم عن الخير وكنت أسأله عن الشر. People was asking the Prophet for good. Ya Rasul, what is good? What can I do good? He said, I was asking what is bad. Because good doesn't bring except good. I don't worry about that. I'm worried what is bad so who can put me down so I can prevent myself from that. So Hudayfa was always going asking something which has long-term effect. What's coming up? How dangerous is going to be after you die? What happened if you are not there? What are we going to follow? So the Prophet said, follow Jama'ah. Wa Imam al-Muslimin. You follow the Jama'ah, the majority, and the Imam, the leader of the Muslimin. Makes sense. If you have a leader, you are strong. If you have Jama'ah, you are strong. If you have couple, the old man when he give to his son tree, one tree and they broke it. And then he put two, And they tried but they broke it. And they put three, they couldn't. Because Jama'ah is stronger, Habibi. And so Hudayfa say, okay, I know this is good. But إِلَمْ يَكُنْ جَمَاعَةً وَلَا إِمَامٍ. If I don't have no Jama'ah, there is no Jama'ah. So many groups, so many firaq, branches. I don't know which one is who. Neither Imam. Everybody claims to be Imam. Somebody announced of a Khalifa, the other guy, no, it's me Khalifa. The other says Mahdi, the other say I'm Messiah, the other say who knows what's coming up. Someone say I'm Nabi. So now what I'm going to do? فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم حذيفة اعزل فاعتزل تلك الفرق كلها. فرق ما معنى فرق? Branches. You saw the Prophet he's trying now to give them a picture. He said then stay away from any of them. No matter which kind of name you have, a Salafi or Ikhwani or Tablighi, or stay away. Soon they start making these groups and they have their own leaders. Everybody say, listen, you make bay'ah, pledge to my leader, you are with Salafi. You don't make pledge to my leader, you are done. He say, leave it. Because our deen doesn't have a leader, Habibi, with the groups. We have a leader which is a nation. Alright? So, look what he says, فَاعْتَزِلْ تِلْكَ الْفِرَقِ كُلَّهَا وَعَضُّ وَأَنْتَ عَضْ بِعَصْلُ الشَّجَرَةِ وَأَنْتَ عَلَى ذَلِكَ حَتَّى يُدْرِكَ الْمَوْتِ وَأَنْتَ عَلَى ذَلِكَ. He said, for you is to hold. عَضْ. You know what the عَض means? To grab it. Strong. When? أَصْلُ الشَّجَرَةِ. أَصْلُ the trunk of the tree. The Prophet tell him, make sure you hold on in the trunk of the tree. Asl. So like the Prophet tried to tell him, listen, if you hold on who you are, hold on in asl, you will not be shaken. But if you take the branches, firaq means branches. He make it you in metaphoric way, emphasize you hold in the trunk is only one. You hold there, yes? That is the trunk, asl shajara. If you hold from the branches, what's going to happen? Then branch will break. It's the same thing when the Prophet was, what is asl shajara? What is the asl shajara? According to the Prophet, let's go see hadith Urbad ibn Sariyah. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ومن يعيش منكم من بعدي فسيرى اختلافا كثيرا. If any of you, talking to me and you, and Sahaba will live after me, he will see a lot of, help me out, division, a lot of groups here and there. فقال فعليكم بسنتي وسنة complete the ayah. عضوا عليها. Same word he used to Hudayfa. Hold in asl shajara, in the trunk of the tree. Asl shajara, the Prophet here, same word he say about the what? About the sunnah. About the sunnah. Asl shajara, usul, what the Prophet tell to Hudayfa to wrong in the tree, that's what the Prophet says, same word he say, Abdu alayha bin nawal. He say, hold on strong to that sunnah, my sunnah. So aslu of the believer today, that trunk of Hudayfa is the sunnah, Habib. If you hold on in the sunnah, you are safe. But if you take this tariqah, that tariqah, this opinion, that opinion, Habibi, every opinion changed by the time. That is true. Every opinion, every color changed by the time. Yesterday he was telling me this iPhone 4 is the best one. Now it's changed by the time. He said, no, Habibi, 6. I said, what happened? You just told me 2 years, 3 years. I say, yeah, that time. But that's his opinion. Never stay in one way. The human mind always flawed what he sees in front, yes? Our imagination always goes from our observation, yes? Whatever we see, that's how we build. Before, we were seeing something good. Horse was the best Arabaya, the best car. Then become feature. You know feature, Sheikh? Lada, Yuga. My brother, when he has Zastava, we have Zastava. Well, we was man, I was thinking, I have a small picture next to it because of the best car. You see, now if you talk about Lada, you say, come on, Habibi. What happened? Opinion, Habibi, that's how it goes. But the manhaj, the Sunnah, Habibi, is a revelation from God. That's why nothing can be changed. So, Habibi, that's why, this brings me to another point. Any person to be saved, to have understanding of his deen, like nobody can go straight to the Quran and the Sunnah, has to depend on the previous books, the books of the closest generation. Why? Because the opinion of those people, the mentality was the people who, they smelled, the fragments of the Sunnah was still coming. The Prophet only 200 years died. 100 years. The Sahabi, somebody meet the Sahabi, the Tabi'een, they say, I'm the student of Ibn Abbas. Ibn Sirin. Say, I'm the student of Abu Hurairah. Very close. He's a student. Imagine his teacher was second teacher, Prophet Muhammad. So imagine, Habibi, those books, which is one of this book doesn't have any more opinions. Refer to the truth. Because you're talking, Habibi, about creed, about belief. We don't do here talking about the business, no, we're talking about something what Allah has already established. He said, you get this knowledge, you get to the Jannah. You live this knowledge, you're done. Finish. So Habibi, that knowledge, I cannot get it from any madhab, from any tariqah, from any group. Because the one who told me, Man ata'ani dakhal al-Jannah, he only knew that Sunnah. Whoever obey me, he will go in Jannah. Who is that? So that's where he left me. So Habibi, my goal is here for what? To become rich? Habibi kullaha nasib min ad-dunya. To get to the Jannah. Everybody is turning. Somebody maybe has long dua, somebody has short dua, but in the end, the dua is, oh Allah, put me in Jannah, keep me away from the hellfire. Somebody explain everything, he say, forgive me the sin I know and I don't know and the shirk I know, and it goes on. But in the end, Habibi, what do you need? Why you make all this voice, I want to go in Jannah? That's all. Doesn't matter how you make it. So Habibi, the man who told us, because you will get in Jannah, Habibi, he told me only if you obey me. And don't tell me he didn't know that was coming. Yeah, he didn't know what's coming, except what Allah told him. إِلَّا مَنْ إِرْتَضَى مِنْ رَسُولٍ. Only what Allah told him, like Ashratu Sa'ah. But Jibreel he know. Allah knew what's coming. So he was going to tell him, listen, Man ata'ani now, he will go in Jannah, and whoever follow somebody after me also, he will go in Jannah. There is no such a thing like this. We have only one. So this book, ya Sheikh, more you go to the oldest book, more you are saved. That's one. One of the beneficial of this book, ya Ikhwan, one of the beneficial of this book is, because Ahlul Bid'ah, they cannot debate with you. If you take the book of Ibn Taymiyyah, Abdul Wahhab, somebody who doesn't like Ibn Taymiyyah, I say, guys, his aqidah like Ibn Taymiyyah, Abdul Wahhab. But when you go back to Abu Hanifa or Ahmad ibn Hanbal and any group, any firqa of the bid'ah, ask them about the 40 imams. They say, 40 imams. Actually, there are more with the 40 imams and us, Sufis. You have to have madhab, you have to. I said, so I have a book of Ahmad ibn Hanbal, man. So that is the aqidah. He cannot tell me anymore, accuse me, because this guy, he is Wahhabi. Ahmad ibn Hanbal wasn't Wahhabi. He was born 46. Was nowhere. Abdul Wahhab was almost 1,000 years after him. 100 and something years after him. Maybe more. So you don't tell me his Aqidah Abdul Wahhab. What Abdul Wahhab has to do with Ahmad ibn Hanbal, Habibi? So you see, you close the gap, you close the door of Ahlul Bidah to accuse you with something which you are not from it. Because you have one, the one when he is saying he's my Imam. Ahmad Hanbal is Imam. Abu Hanifa, Imam. Imam Shafi, Imam, yes? So I say, okay, then I'm going to read the book of who? Ahmad Hanbal. Let's see what his Aqidah was. If this Aqidah matches with Aqidah of Ibn Taymiyyah or not. Or Abdul Wahhab or not. So then, Habibi, this is one of the benefits of reading these old books, Habibi. Nobody can put you anymore or accuse you with something what you cannot accuse. The second benefit, Habibi, what you can get from the old books. Subhan, small. But you will see how much benefits on it. The second one is because it's easy. You don't need dictionary, Habibi. Yes? تمسك بالسنة واستمسك بعروة الوثقى مثلا. That's the way ayah there. When you go to Ibn Taymiyyah and you open the book for example عقيدة وسطية قال وجه. That's it. You don't say ومن عقيدة أهل السنة تقول no, right away ayah. Right away ayah. وكل شيء هالك إلا وجه. Then he's talking about hand of Allah. Not talk, right away ayah. ما منعك أن تسجد لما خلقت بيدي يد الله فوق أيديه. Right away, no talk. Why I have to talk? Allah speak. That's why you have ayah hadith. When you take from the books of those ulama and you take their words, Habibi, you will see the words of Muhammad Abdul Wahhab, rahimahullah, if you take from his book Kitab al-Tawheed, his words in that book, which is like this, if you put it separate, take it from the and put it in separate, it's only one page. That's all. The rest, the whole book is ayah hadith. So that's how they are. They don't have time to waste. They try to make it easy because the tulab, they was memorizing that time. They wasn't going حدثني قلبي يا ربي. They stopped. No, they was memorizing because every word of that alim was based on even the subject. Even the word usul al-sunnah was based with dalil. Where he got the usul and where he got the sunnah. It's not just make up a word. So it's easy to understand. And Allah and the Prophet قال يسروا ولا تعسروا. Make it easy. The other benefit we can get, ya Sheikh, the miza, one of the special tools of this book, ya Sheikh, of this kind of books, is amazing because any book of mutaqaddimin, or the people before, first thing they start, Sheikh Hassi, first thing they start to encourage you to hold to the Sunnah, Quran and Sunnah, and stay away from the Bid'ah. Nothing, once upon a time, I saw a dream, and no. Right away, first thing he goes is what? To hold to the Quran and Sunnah and stay away from the Bid'ah. Manhaj. That's why, Habibi, that's why today, when the book change, even if the book is about akhlaq, or the book is about manners, or anything, first thing they do is what? Stick with the Quran and Sunnah and stay away from the Bid'ah. And do not deal with the people of the Bid'ah. And do not talk with them. And do not debate with them. Just like, that is muqaddimah of every book. Why? He builds you the manhaj. They build you shields to know where you're going. That's why, Habibi, in time of the Sahaba, Qadariyah came. The Firqa Qadariyah came up. Khawarij came up. Why none of the Sahaba could be shaken? No one can shake him. Why? Because what they was hearing from the Prophet. Every time the Prophet goes in khutbah hal, what he say? وَشَرِّ الْأُمُورِ مُحْدَثَاتُهَا وَكُلَّ مُحْدَثَةٍ بِدْعَةٍ وَكُلُّ The Prophet, this is the word of the Prophet. Every time. That's why he called this khutbatul hajj. That is the speech of the Prophet. Before he starts anything, he goes to the mimbar and what he's saying? إِنَّ الْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ. And then he right away, وَشَرَّ الْأُمُورِ مُحْدَثَاتٍ. Right away, manhaj. That's why you will see the person today, his aqeed is perfect. Asma wa sifat, mashallah, tawheed, everything. But you see, he's with Ahlul Bid'ah. He said, we have to be hanging around. You will see one time khuruj with them, the other time in halaqa with them. So what happened? And this is because he doesn't have manhaj. He doesn't know how dangerous to be with those people. He doesn't have manhaj. Sahaba, they have the manhaj. Because when the Prophet ﷺ, a man came to him, and he said, Rasulullah, إِذَنْ لِي فِي الزِّنَا. You know, imagine somebody come to your sheikh, can you allow me to make zina, man, I want to make zina. Can you imagine? The man came to the Prophet, he said, إِذَنْ لِي فِي الزِّنَا. What did the Prophet say? He didn't get angry. Because this has to do with the dam. Nothing to do with the bid'ah. Sin. Sin is not dangerous how the bid'ah is dangerous. So he said to him, common sense, you want your mom to do sin? He said, no, Ya Rasulullah. No man will allow somebody touch his mom. He said, what about your daughter? You want her to make zina? He said, no. What about your sister? He realized the man, because it is something. But what about when the people, hadith in Bukhari, people came to the Aisha and said to Aisha, how the Prophet ﷺ was his worship, how he's doing his ibadah. And the Aisha says, he sleep and then get up in portion of the night and he pray. And sometimes he's fasting. And sometimes he's breaking the fast. And he's getting married. Love woman. Halal. Kosher. Alright. So, فَكَأَنَّهُمْ تَقَالُّوهَا. Hadith al-Bukhari says they saw it like too little. The man can go in Jannah with just sleeping and having fun and a little bit fasting here and go in Jannah. So they say, ijtihad, muhdath, bid'ah. They say, you know what, man, I'm going to do it a different way. Because Allah forgive the sin of Prophet. He's Prophet, man. He doesn't need to do all this job. He said, I have a lot of sin. That's what the people do today, They have this who and this kind of stuff. And he said, I have a lot of sin, man. I have to pull myself. I have to go 6 months here and this. And, the guy is trying to get to the Jannah. They don't do bid'ah because they hate the deen. No, he said, I want to get to the Jannah. It's too little, man. I'm up to here with the sin. So they say the same thing. So one of them say, he said, man, the woman may take my time, pleasure of the dunya. I don't want, I'm not going to marry it anymore. Yes? The other guy say, you know what, I'm going to fast day. And like a Siyam Dawud. Fast day, eat night, fast day. That's it. And the other guy says what? I will make the night day and the day ibadah. I will pray all night. So the Aisha heard this and he gave it to the Prophet. What the Prophet did? He smiled and he called those two. He said no. He called Bilal to call everybody in masjid. In masjid, khutbah. قال ما بال أقوام. Start now. ما بال أقوام. What's wrong with some people? Tell him I will do this and this and this. Because it's not them now. Now become bid'ah. Now become ibadah. Now you cannot play games. So the Prophet didn't want like that guy said, you want to do to your mom? He changed his tone. He gathered everybody. He didn't only say, give me those 3 people. No, he said, I want everybody to know. قال إني أخشاكم لله وأتقاكم لله. I fear Allah more than everybody. I know who Allah is. And I know what Allah deserves. The man, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his feet was swollen, habibi, with ibadah. But the ibadah has hudud. قال, you can tell me. فقال أنا أتزوج. I get married. I fast and break the fast. I sleep and pray. فمن راغب عن سنتي فليس مني. Did he say to this guy, if you do zina, man, you are not among me? He didn't say that. But he said, anybody reject my sunnah is not from me. What does that mean, ya Sheikh? Mean it's okay? If your daddy says, listen my son, you do this, you are not my son. Haram takambo. No, takambo chumshin haram. I make my mom say, I make my milk, my breastfeed haram for you. We do back home. That means it's okay, huh? Oh, my mom allowed me. No, Habibi, this is something big. So that's how our beloved says, Man raghiba an sunnati. Why, Habibi? Because this is aqidah. This has to do with i'tiqad. Has to do with something what people will carry on to worship Allah in different ways. That's why the Prophet says, Man ahdatha في مدينة هذا أو آوى محدثا فعليه لعنة الله والملائكة والناس أجمعين. Which means the Prophet talked in time of Medina, but this is general. If anybody planning to do innovation or has done innovation in Medina or out of Medina. What is the result? May Allah has cursed him, making dua, the Prophet making dua. And the people may curse him, and the angels may curse him. Which means, Habibi, this is dua of the Prophet. He didn't make dua for Zani like this, Habibi. You see why the i'tiqad, Habibi, is so important. That is the manhaj. Is this teaching, Habibi, how to live your life based on that what the Prophet ﷺ was saying, فَمَنْ رَغِبَ عَنْ سُنَّتِ فَلَيْسَ مِنْهُ مَنْ أَحْدَثَ فِي أَمْرِنَا هَذَا مَا لَيْسَ مِنْهُ فَهُوَ رَدٌّ مَنْ عَمِلَ لَيْسَ عَلَيْهِ أَمْرُنَا فَهُوَ رَدٌّ. The word the Prophet used in إحداث في الدين, he never used if somebody commits sin. Never use it. The man came to the Prophet and crying, Rasul said, halakt, I'm done. I saw a woman in a corner, shepherd, and I went to her, and I did everything, except, to make zina. What I'm going to do? Then Allah revealed the ayah, أقم الصلاة لدلوك الشمس. كيف الآية يا شيخ؟ إلى غسق الليل إن الحسنات يذهبن سيئات. The guy has done sin, man. He wants to repent. Did the Prophet say, how dare you still talking to me? Get away. No, Habibi. He says, pray. Return to Allah. Keep praying. And he said, al-hasanat, those stuff, that ibadah will clean that sin what you have done. The Sahaba went to the Prophet and said, so this is only for him? Or for all of us? He said, for all of us. Rahmah, Shaykh. Tawbah is maqboolah. The Tawbah is there. Do it. But he didn't do that for somebody who did bid'ah. He saw a man, Abu Israel, was sitting in the sun. Hadith in Sunnah Abi Dawud. He said, what this guy is doing? He said, Rasulullah, the man has make oath. Oath. Oath, you see, if Allah do to me like this, if I'm getting lottery, no, haram. But if I get married, I will fast for Allah. Somebody said, if I get married, that day I will fast, I will stay in sun, I will not sit, I will not talk to nobody. Yeah, he wants to Allah to give him a wife. And the man, he did such an oath like this. And the Prophet said, what he's doing? He said, so he make oath, never. He will not speak to nobody. He will not go under the shade. He will sit in the sun. He will not sit and he will fast. Did a lot of guys say, my guy has good intention, man. He's good intention. The guy is loving Allah so much, so he want to sacrifice his life. No, Habib. He said, tell him, bring him here. Tell him to sit. Tell him to go under the sun. under the shade. Tell him to eat, to speak. And what did he tell him? And tell him to complete the fasting. Why? Because this is ibadah. And this is a foundation. This is part of my deen. You can fast for Allah. But you cannot pick up from your pocket and do something for Allah which is not part of Allah. This is our deen. This is our manhaj. So the Imam rahimahullah, when Habibi, to talk about this book, and he start, as you see, subhanAllah, our deen is such a beautiful, Shaykh. Even those books, you see the books of those ulama, see, they start with isnad, chain. حدثنا this I heard from this sheikh, and this sheikh I heard from that sheikh, with a chain. Habibi, this is not Quran. This is not hadith. Book of the alim, regular person. Even that book in our deen is what? With chain. Today their nation, Habibi, they worship in Allah Azza wa Jal, their God. And their book, what they have is no chain. Book, what they believe as the holy, there's no chain. The guy who, gospel according to Mark, gospel according to Matthew, gospel according to Luke, gospel according to John, according to, even the title, telling you because it's not from Mark. When you say according to your Shaykh, when you write the book, what do you say? By Ahmad, Hafidahullah. By Ustad over there, Hafidahullah. You write the book and you put by Fulan. According to me, I'm not sure. Maybe it could be Mark. But and the Mark and Jesus is Habibi almost 900 years. There is no chain between them. And they take it as a holy book. Habibi, not just we have a Quran with mutawatir chains, even the little books. Why? لأن إسناد من الدين. قال العلماء الإسناد, the chain is من الدين. بل قالوا عبد الله بن مبارك قال الإسناد سلاح المؤمن. The isnad, the chain is the weapon of the believer. When I talk, I say we have hadith from this to the Prophet ﷺ. Can he give me any word of like this? Anybody? No. That's why Ahlul Bid'ah, ya Sheikh. Ulama say Ahlul Bid'ah wal Ilhad wal Fisq. The most they hate the isnad. Hadith. If you bring hadith, say hadith, you have to have tariqah, you have to have madhab, you cannot get it, you don't understand the hadith. Really? That messenger of Allah who spent 63 years, he was speaking with the tongues? Nobody understood? If the Sahabi Abu Bakr didn't understood, Umar didn't understood, Uthman, Ali, the 10 didn't understood. Somebody 400 years after him, the Jibreel will come and will tell him what the Prophet meant. Where is Abu Bakr? Jannah. Where is Umar? Did I make him up? أتطول على الله? No, the Prophet of Allah tell me Abu Bakr is in Jannah. How the man goes in Jannah, he's worshipping Allah with something he didn't understand. Which madhab he has? Abu Hanifa madhab? Shafi? Ahmad? So Habibi, if that guy went in Jannah with that knowledge, I don't need anything else. I want to go in Jannah, Habibi. I don't care about madhab or tariqah. As long as I can get to that path where Abu Bakr went, to follow that footsteps, that's what I need. To grab his foe by his garment so he can drag me in, Habibi. Because he's going there. But I don't know where Abu Hanifa is going. Can anybody tell me what Abu Hanifa? We say inshallah Allah Azza wa Jal make them among the people of the Jannah. Imam Shafi, any alim. Don't we pray for them? But I can say Abu Bakr for sure is in Jannah. And Umar, because the one who told me is the one who spoke with revelation. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the beauty of Shaykh. So we have Islam. Ahlul Bid'ah, Habibi, they don't like. That's what ulama calls min khasa'is hadha ad-din. Min khasa'is. One of the special things of this deen is what? Is the Islam. We have a chain. Sheikh Abdurrahman, you agree with me, yes? So this book, Habibi, this book has a chain, as we're going to read. Has 3 chains, which all of them for different students will tell you, because this book belongs to Ahmad ibn Hanbal. Nobody can come to you and say, listen man, how do you know Ahmad ibn Hanbal? There is every chain, every alim you will find is written in a Sir Alam al-Nubala, or is written on Taqrib, or is written Tahdhib al-Kam, is written in the books. And you will see who was his students. And what he learned, what he taught to his students. And that student, also the name, all his life is there. And who was his student, and what he taught. Everything is there. Which means, he cannot play games with you. That is the beauty of our deen. Sheikh Tayyib. One of the important things, Habibi, we start in this book, inshallah, is the ulama say, Abwabul Ilm, the chapter of any knowledge, Habibi. You see how beautiful is the chapter of any knowledge, you say, is to have perfection in the creed. To be perfect, to have perfection in understanding of the Tawheed. He say, if you have the perfection, itqan, fil i'tiqad, is lead you to the istiqamah fil aqidah. If you have strong i'tiqad, strong creed, strong understanding, he will make you steadfast in your belief. Nothing can shake you, no matter which wind is coming. Which wind is, it cannot change you, because you already have foundation, Habib. Like Hudayfa, he had the foundation, Habib. Nothing can change him. Like Abdullah ibn Umar has a foundation, nothing can change him. Man came to the Ibn Umar and they said, listen, these people, they're talking about the qadr, because Allah doesn't know what's going to happen. It just happened. And what happened, then Allah knows. Just like you. And Ibn Umar, why? He said, really? Let me think. No, Habib. He said, tell them, hum bura'u minni. Ana bari'u minhu. Done. I don't have to argue. don't need to talk. Tell them they are free from me and I don't have nothing to do with them. Majus. هذا الدين. They are what? They call them, what they call them, Majus. Hindus of this deen, of Islam. In Islam they are Hindus. Because they believe, they say how they believe. What Ibn Abbas did with the Khawarij? Nothing can shake them. In Zaman of Fitna, what happened to Abdullah ibn Umar? The people said, let's go with us. To Abdullah ibn Umar ibn As, he said, you as the Sahabi of the Prophet, let's fight with Ali against Muawiyah. What he said, Habibi? Stand fast, he has a strong aqidah, manhaj. He's saying, my example, he's saying to his son, he said, my example and Ali and Muawiyah, he said, like one group of the people, they take a trip. And when they come to the nighttime, sun is already set. Some guys say, man, let's continue. But dark. The other guy said, no, man, better wait here. So they came in dispute. The other guy said, no, we'll continue. The other guy said, also we'll continue too. But the one said, no, we're going to go this way. The other said, no, we're going to go this way. He say, I and Ali and Muawiyah just like those three people. One guy said, no, I think this way is true. In dark. Vala. And the other guy said, no, I think this is the right path. He said, I told him, listen man, till here, up to here, we know we are right because we was in the sun. We can see. From here I'm going to wait till morning, till the sun comes up. He said, I'm going to wait. I know till before fitna we was in the light. منهج ليلها كنهار تركتم على منهاج البيضاء. Clear. The night is just like the day. لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك. He say, when the fitna starts, I said, listen man, when we was together, I knew we were in a nur. Soon the dispute comes, I will stay here until hatta yanjali, until the light comes. That's nothing to lose. The other man came to Abdullah ibn Umar and said, let's fight. Don't you see Allah says, وَقَاتِلُوهُمْ حَتَّى لَا تَكُونَ فِتْنَةً وَيَكُونَ الدِّينُ لِلَّهِ. He said, did Allah says, fight them until there's no more fitna, tribulation. He tried to give dalil. The guy with dalil, habibi. But his dalil he understood with his aql, not the way how Allah Azza wa Jalla explained to the Prophet. So Ibn Umar said, yes, I know this ayah. He said, this ayah, when this ayah came, we was fighting with the Prophet, the disbeliever, so we cannot have any fitna. He said, but you fighting the believer so you can make more fitna. Habibi, nothing can shake them. What happened with the people today? Why they lean every day, one group, this and that? Because there's no manhaj, Habibi. Every wind comes, you just slap him in a corner. He doesn't have foundation. So i'tiqad, Habibi, to have the right foundation. When I mean i'tiqad is the whole, not the asma wa sifat, tawhid al-rububiyyah, uluhiyyah, asma. No. Whole manhaj, Habibi. Because that is what these books are about. Ulama wrote books about this. And this istiqamah في الاعتقاد هو istiqamah في العقيدة. والاستقامة عقيدة تأتي استقامة في الدين. If you have the strong belief, nobody can shake your deen. You think somebody, Jehovah's Witness, will come and change your belief, ya Habibi? It's impossible. Or will bring the ayat, cut and paste and say, listen man, you see what the book tells. Oh really? You think you're going to shake me like this, Habibi? Nothing can change you. Because you know, Habibi, the i'tiqad. So this is the ulama say, وَإِسْتِقَامُ فِي الدِّينِ وَالْعَقِيدَةِ تَسْتَقِيمُ مَعَهُ الْقَلْبِ. So you see, if you have this all together, then what happens? Your heart, Habibi, is strong, steadfast. And if your heart is strong, what happens with Jawari, Habibi? With the part, we fall down? أَلَا إِنَّ فِي الْجَسَدِ Hadith Nu'man ibn Bashir, the Sahih Muslim, there in body there is one part. One meat there. Meat. That meat, Habibi, is like a muscle and also is pumping iman. Generated. إذا صلحت صلح الجسد كله. وإذا فسدت فسد الجسد كله ألا وهي القلب. If that is correct, Habibi, your body must be correct. Nothing can change you. And if that is gone sick, physically sick, spiritual sick, then Habibi, you will be also sick. And what is that? Is the heart. So you see, Habibi, this is muqaddimat to tell you, because this book, even though it's so small, but you will see what's carry on it. That's why when the man Abu Ya'la rahimahullah says, لو رحل إلى الصين في طلبها لكان, if somebody run up to China just to get this, he shouldn't regret. To get this book. He said, this book is in China. No would fly, walk. In that time, he said, let him go and get it. Every book, what has to do with the i'tiqad, with usul al-manhaj, Habibi, that is the key. Most of the people today have vanished. They went astray because of the manhaj, path, method. They don't have it. All of them, Habibi, without istidna. So, the book, Habibi, is that of Imam Ahl-Sunnah. Man huwa Imam Ahl-Sunnah, Sheikh. Now, we're not going to talk in detail about Ahmad Muhammad, rahimahullah, because that's, everybody can go and search about his life. We're just going to mention some stuff, so we can go straight to the book. What time is the Isha, Sheikh? 9. Okay, very good. So, 9:40. Okay. So the Imam Ahmad rahimahullah, the man who wrote this book, he was the man which the teachers was praising him way before his students. That's why the Imam al-Dhahabi rahimahullah says, the ulama fi zamani qalu, لو كان أحمد محمد في زمن الثوري ومالك والأوزاعي لتقدم ولو كان في زمن حسن ابن سيرين لكان من ضمنهم أو فوقهم. You know, he's talking about tabi'in. Ibn Sirin was a son of Abu Hurairah, close one, huh? He said, if this man was living with Imam al-Thawri, or Malik, or Awza'i, he said he was going to be over them. This is ulama talking about him. Their teacher. He said if he was in the time of Ibn Sirin, tabi'in, he was going to be equal with them, or maybe above them. So that is that. So this Rajul, Imam Ahmad rahimahullah, which is his name, all you guys know, Ahmad ibn Muhammad ibn Hanbal al-Shaybani al-Baghdadi. He was from Baghdad, Asimatul Muslimin. And also most of the knowledge he took it ابن حنبل الشيباني البغدادي. قال عنه شيخ إمام الشافعي. Imam Shafi was his teacher. So Habibi, if his teacher is Imam Shafi, what do you expect Ahmad ibn Hanbal to be, Habibi? So subhanallah. قال إمام شافعي قال يعني and Imam Shafi doesn't praise easy his students. Imam Shafi, Habibi, Imam Shafi. قال عن أحمد, he said about Ahmad, كان رأسا في السنة. Head. Which sunnah? When mean sunnah mean in i'tiqad. In creed, he was the head. وَكَانَ رَأْسًا فِي الْحَدِيثِ. You want to talk about hadith? He was that. وَكَانَ رَأْسًا فِي الْقُرْآنِ وَفِي الزُّهْدِ وَفِي الْوَرَعِ. Yani any subject you want to see, Habibi, this man was head of it. Ras. Who said this? Imam Shafi rahimahullah. The Imam Ahmad, he was born in 164 Hijri. Abu Huday, his father died when he was 64. His father died when he was young. He was born 164. What time is the prayer? Okay, then we can stop. وهذا وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. So inshallah, we're gonna continue next class, inshallah, next week.
Are you kidding me? Oh,
yeah.
It's not turned on. I thought it's just the battery died, you know.